Hello everyone, my name is Albert and welcome to this YouTube channel. On this YouTube channel, I create content that introduces both teachers and students to tools and technologies that they can use to enhance and transform teaching and learning. In this episode, I will be introducing you to a very powerful simulation tool called PhET Sims. PhET Sims, also known as PhET Simulations, is a platform that provides you with fun, free, interactive, and research-based STEM simulations. PhET Sims have been in the system for so long, and the contents in the PhET Sims could actually help you transform or enhance teaching and learning in your classrooms. Let's dive right into it and see how we can use PhET Sims to actually make our lessons more interactive and engaging. So to begin, I'll open my browser, and in our browser we'll search for PhET Sims, PhET, PhET Simulations. So once you search for PhET Simulations, I think that this is the first result here. PhET, capital P, small h, then capital ET. So I'll click on PhET Sims or PhET. And this is the website of PhET Simulations. Now on this website, there are a lot of things here, but for the purpose of this video, we'll focus on a few of them. And when you have the time, you could later explore this platform. And trust me, there are a lot of things here that could actually help you and reduce the workload on you as a teacher. So quickly, you can see here we have over 1.5 billion simulations delivered on PhET Sims. That's really powerful. So I'll try and explore one of these STEM subjects. Now in the classroom, I know how challenging sometimes it can be to teach chemistry lessons. Trust me, when I was teaching science, whenever I'm teaching any chemistry related topic, I have a whole lot of challenges with it. It's like most students are psyched to think chemistry or mathematics, and you know there is a lot of mathematics in chemistry as well. So they are psyched to think they are difficult. So they start having challenges with it, even when you haven't started teaching the lesson. So I'll click on chemistry. Yes. So we have a number of topics that you could do simulations on here. Build a nucleus, density, making waves, build molecules, diffusion, gas intro, gas properties, body spectrum. There are a whole lot of things here that you could explore. And remember, we have over 1.5 billion simulations, so you could get simulations on almost every STEM topic here. Now I'm going to filter this by alphabets, so I'll just A to Z because I'm looking for a particular simulation to demonstrate. Okay, so I'll go with the balancing chemical equation simulation here because I know a lot of teachers find it difficult to teach balancing equation, and the students find it very difficult to understand these concepts. But with this particular simulation, it could even make balancing equations fun and more of a game for the students. So I'll quickly go into this. And you can see the topics in here. We have chemical equations. We have conversation. Okay, so I'll just click on this here to open my simulation. You can see we have introduction. Yes, so this is more like a simulation to practice balancing chemical equations. And before you even use a tool like this, you should be sure that you've already taught the concept of the reactants and the products, and probably the ratio of atoms in the and why we want the ratios to match each other. All the theory stuff, you should have taught it so that this will be more engaging for them. Now, we have make ammonia. So this is actually ammonia gas, NH3, and this is N2, which is nitrogen gas, and this is H2, which is hydrogen gas. So these are the reactants, and ammonia gas here is our product. So we want to balance this equation. We want to make sure that the number of atoms we have at the side of the reactants is the same at the side of the products. So if you look here, we have 2 nitrogens here. Here we have 2 hydrogens. But when we come here, you see that we have 1 nitrogen, and here we have 3 hydrogens. So quickly, we could try and experiment with something. How do we make this number of atoms here equate to the number of atoms here? Now, you are allowed to manipulate the numbers here. So here we have 0. I can click here and make here 1, and you can see it appearing here. So 1 times 2 atoms of nitrogen is now telling us that we have what? 2 nitrogens here. If I increase what we have here to, you can see the white bullets or spheres is indicating the 2 hydrogens. Now if I increase this here too, you can see now we have this one multiplying the nitrogen and the hydrogen, and hydrogen here is already 3. That's why we have 1 times 3. You see 1, 2, 3 here, but nitrogen is only 1, which is the blue in there. Now how do we make sure that we balance this equation? So this is where it becomes very interesting. So you could allow the students to actually play around this until they're able to balance the equation. And when you are able to balance the equation, you are signaled. So we want to maintain the ratio. So I could increase this, and now here I have 2 nitrogens but 6 hydrogens. Now how do we make the hydrogens here 6? Because nitrogen here is already 3, which means we don't need any extra nitrogen to be added to get our equation to be balanced. So one number can I add here that will make this hydrogen here also 6. So if I click this and this, you can see now I have 3 times 2, 6 hydrogens, and another 6 hydrogens here. So you can even count them from here. You see here as getting the smile emoji telling us that our equation is now balanced. So just imagine using this in your classroom and your students playing around with this until they're able to balance the equation. Just imagine how interesting that would be. Yeah. So let's try something with water. So separate water. So where we have our product to be water, H2O, and our reactants to be hydrogen gas and oxygen gas. Now you can see here we have hydrogen 2 here and we have oxygen 2 here. Now how do we balance this? We want to make sure that even if we increase or decrease the number of, you can only increase though, we increase, the ratio is still the same. What ratio are we talking about here? 2 to 1. The hydrogen atoms to oxygen is 2 to 1. So in here, we want to make sure that we maintain that ratio when we are balancing the equation. So we can actually click this, and you can see we now have 1 hydrogen, 2 oxygens. So let's say we want 2 oxygens at this side too. So when I click this, I have my 2 oxygens, but you can see here 2 hydrogens here. So 2 hydrogens already here. So how do I get my oxygen and hydrogen to balance? When I click this again, you see that now I have 2 hydrogens here, but 4 oxygens. Now when I click this, you can see now we have 4 oxygens here, but here we have 2 oxygens, which is not the right thing. So let's keep playing around it and see. It's hydrogen that we want more. So what if we reduce this so that the 2 is balanced, and we increase this, and you can now see that we have 4 hydrogens here, and we have our smile emoji. You can do same thing for combust methane or gas, the gas we use in cooking, methane, and you see that once they play around with these, they are able to learn a lot about balancing equation and all that. And that is the purpose of PhET simulations. There are a whole lot of things in there, from chemistry, biology, mathematics. So after the introduction here, I can come to games, level 1 game, and here we are doing some sort of balancing. So you can see carbon, sulfur in here, but sulfur here is 2. So we can now increase this and make it 2. Don't forget to have our 1 here. Let's check. Oh, it says we are wrong. So once they are playing this game, they could play around with this, get it wrong, get it right, get it wrong, and get it right until they get it right. And it teaches them a lot than you, the teacher, explaining it sometimes. And let's see, show why. So it's telling us the reason. So it's telling us that we have one of the, okay, so this is 0. So this is where we got our this thing wrong. So hide why. I'm trying again. If I increase this to 1 and I check again, you see it's telling me now that it's right. That was because this was 0. It's telling us that we have 0 carbons, and that was not right. So that's it with PhET sims. If I go back to the home, of PhET sims, you see that, okay, let me go back this way. So here you realize we have a whole lot of things, simulations here. So let me try, let's check some mathematics. Yes, so mathematics, we have mean, shear and balance, projectile sampling, quadrilateral, calculus, grapher, number pair. So some of these simulations I even build a fraction, so this can even be used in the lower grades or lower primary, and a whole lot. So guys, this is it about PhET sims. In my videos, I don't try to show you everything in the video. I only introduce you to the tool, and you are expected to go and explore more and see how you can use it in your classrooms. Thank you for being here, and please do subscribe to this channel so that anytime I share new videos, you get a notification and you don't miss out on any content I share. My name is Albert, and bye bye.